Technology has been one of the biggest wealth creators for the last decade. I mean, we're talking about some of the best companies out there with Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, and some of these companies are helping build lots and lots of wealth for so many great people. And the problem is, we don't maybe know what could be the next big company, tech company that could dominate the market in the next 10 or 15 or 20 years. So the best way to do this is to buy a great tech ETF. So what you may be wondering, what is the best tech ETF out there? The best two tech ETFs out there are VGT and XLK. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about VGT versus XLK and which one is the best tech ETF that you should buy and hold and put in your portfolio. Hey guys, my name is Steve and I run the Frugal Expat website where we try to help people to save more and invest better. And in today's video, we're talking about VGT versus XLK. So let's jump into it and let's see which one is the best ETF for you to buy and hold in your portfolio. Now let's break down some of these ETFs to begin the video with. Now first we're going to talk about VGT, which is the Vanguard Information Technology ETF. Now this ETF was formed in January 26 in 2004, so it's been around for about 21 years, which is crazy to think about. A lot of great ETFs have been around maybe 10 or 15 years, but this one has done about 20 years. Now it's got about $115 billion in assets under management. It's got an expense ratio of 0.09%, which means it costs about $9 for every $10,000 invested. Now this ETF has about 321 different holdings and it tracks the MSCI 25 by 50 Information Technology Index. Now what that really means, it tracks this index. What this 25 by 50 means is that no company can have more than 25% of the portfolio and the top 5 cannot be combined to make up 50%. So there are a couple of parameters to make this ETF more diverse and less concentrated in maybe 1 or 2 or even 5 different companies. So with VGT, you're getting not only large cap, but you're also getting mid cap and small cap companies. So when a company is small and it grows really quickly, VGT is able to capture some of that movement and it brings in more value stocks into it. Palantir, for instance, used to be a small cap and mid cap company, and Tesla as well. And so when these companies grew and grew, they were part of VGT, and when it got into the S&P 500, it just blew up. So when you have smaller companies, VGT is going to hold them. Well, at least the tech companies. Now let's get on to XLK. Now XLK is a Technology Select Sector Spider Fund. So it's created by State Street and it tracks the Technology Select Sector Index. Now this ETF has been around since December of 1998, so it's one of the OGs. It's got about $85 billion in assets under management, so it's a pretty big fund. And it's got an expense ratio of 0.08%, meaning it costs about $8 for every $10,000 invested, and it's got about 71 to 75 different holdings. Now, this ETF does track an index that only has technology companies within the S&P 500. So when you're looking for large cap tech companies, XLK has them. When you're looking for those companies that are more established, have a larger cap, and are been around for a long time, well, XLK is holding those tech companies. Now that's just a little bit different than VGT. We're gonna divide this up and see which one is the best in performance-wise, holdings. We're going to look at the expenses of both of these and see which one is the best one for your portfolio. All right, let's get down to the holdings. Now, VGT has in their top 5, they've got Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Broadcom, and Oracle. Nvidia is making about 16.77%. Microsoft's doing about 14.92%. Apple's doing a little bit over 12%. Oracle's doing about 5%, and Broadcom's doing a little bit between 3 to 4%. So these are the top 5 of this ETF. Now, XLK is going to be the exact same top 5. It's going to be Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Broadcom, and Oracle making up the top 5%. Now with VGT, the top 5 makes up about 51% of the portfolio, while XLK, 52% is made up of the top 5 for their portfolio. Now top 10 is different. The top 10 of the VGT's portfolio makes up about 58%, while XLK has about 65% of their portfolio. So that means that XLK has got more of a concentration in their top 10 than VGT. Now, another big difference with their portfolio holdings is VGT does have some parameters around which holding can have as much. Remember that 25-50, so with VGT, no company can have 25% of the holding, and the top 5 cannot make up 50%. Right now, the top 5 makes 51%, so when the quarter ends, it's going to do a rebalancing to make sure those top 5 do not make up 50%. XLK, there are no parameters around that. So with XLK, a company could have 25 to 30%, and the top 5 could have over 50% of the portfolio. That means it's just got more concentration in those top companies. Now let's take a look at performance-wise. Performance is a huge thing. When we're looking at having a tech ETF, we want to make the most money possible. Now, with these have lower costs, so it's great news because you can invest a lot of money, you can make some good money, and that's why we invest in these tech ETFs. Now, VGT over the last 10 years has had an average of 21.95%. XLK over the last 10 years has averaged about 21.72%. So the winner is going to be VGT by a slim margin. Now, that's pretty good news, and these are annual averages. So there's going to be ups and downs in the markets, but on average, they've done about anywhere between 21 to 22%. So these are great numbers if you're looking to grow your wealth. Year-to-date performance, VGT has done about 13.75%, while XLK has done about 15.39%. Now, these are also great numbers. XLK is the winner in this one. Now, year-to-date, that means sometimes the concentration in the S&P 500 tech companies are doing much better due to the AI boom, due to more established companies, and 2025 has had a rough year, so ups and downs, and small caps and mid caps may not be performing as well as the large caps. But that's why we have year to date, we have 10-year average and even a 20-year average. On the 20-year average, VGT has done about 15.57%, while XLK has done about 15.16%. So as we look at the 20-year average, we're seeing that these companies, these ETFs, are doing pretty good, and they're still on par with each other. VGT over the long run is doing much better than XLK, and so that is something that you should think about. Do you want more of a short-term boost, or do you want more of a long-term boost? So that's something we got to think about when we're investing in these two tech ETFs. Now, with these two tech ETFs, we've also have a max drawdown. VGT has had a max drawdown negative 54.64%, while XLK has had a max drawdown of negative 53.04%. That means VGT has had a little bit bigger of a drop than XLK. These are still big drops together, but they do skyrocket and go back up and forth. So that just means, sometimes these markets will drop and sometimes they won't drop. And this is probably due to, the financial crisis of 2008. And so think about that, or even during COVID when things just drop. So when things drop, maybe add some more money and they'll go back up. So that's something to think about. Now, if you really want to track your performance, one of the best ways I track my performance is through Snowball Analytics. Snowball Analytics is a great place to put your portfolio. It's a great place to track kind of your analytics, see what's going on, see when your dividends are coming in, see if you're trying to create a goal for the future, see how you're doing that, and continuing to invest and track your portfolio. Right now, I track my portfolio on Snowball Analytics. I have my Vanguard portfolio on there. I've got an M1 Finance portfolio on there, and those are some places I like to look when I get up in the morning. Sometimes I want to check it out, maybe at the end of the month, maybe at the end of the quarter. It's just a great way to track your portfolio and see how you're doing compared to the S&P 500 and seeing how you're doing and matching your goals. Now, overall, in the performance wise, we're seeing that VGT is kind of the winner overall. First of all, they've got a long-term performance where they're beating XLK in the 10-year, they're beating XLK in the 20-year, and they're barely losing to XLK in the year to date. So that's good news to you. So when we're looking for great diversification, we're looking for great performance, and VGT is doing both of those. They're doing great with performance, and that's because they're well diversified. They had Palantir 2 years ago when XLK did not, because Palantir just entered the S&P 500 recently, and so now XLK has has that potential within its portfolio. Before that, it did not. And so that's where VGT is reigning with performance. It's got some great companies that are moving from the small caps to the mid caps all the way to the large caps before anyone gets a hold of them. And that's what you have to think about. What are companies that you may not be thinking about, but VGT has already got it in its portfolio? Now let's take a look at the cost of both of these. Now VGT has an expense ratio of 0.09%, so it costs about $9 for every $10,000 invested. Now XLK costs about 0.08%, and that costs about $8 for every $10,000 invested. Now these are just 1 basis point apart, and cost may not be something you're looking into. But another cost we could look at is share price. Now VGT's share price is sitting at about $700 to $710 per share. XLK is sitting at about $268 to $270 a share. Now when this matters is if you are looking to own maybe XLK in a Vanguard account. Vanguard only does fractional shares on Vanguard ETFs. So VGT would be a better ETF if you had a Vanguard account because you can buy $100 at a time, $25 at a time, but with XLK you would have to buy a total share. So when we're looking at share price of this, if you have a company or a brokerage account that does fractional shares like Fidelity in One Finance, or even Vanguard on Vanguard funds, then a Vanguard ETF like VGT would be the best one. If you have a Fidelity account, it really doesn't matter. You can do fractional shares with XLK, or even Robinhood, you can do fractional shares on XLK, or in One Finance fractional shares. But those are some things to think about. Now, those are kind of high costs. I mean, $700, you may think that's a pretty high cost, and I do. I mean, but I was also buying VGT when it was lower cost, like $300 or $400. And when the market tanked in April, I was still buying some more VGT when it was much cheaper. Now it's gone up to $700. That means my money has risen in value. And those are some of the costs associated with it. So for winner, I would say XLK wins this just because the expense ratio is a little bit cheaper and the share price is a little bit cheaper as well. So those are some things to think about. Liquidity. Now, when we're looking at liquidity, that means when we're trading options, VGT is doing about 500,000 shares a day, while XLK is doing about 5 million shares a day. So right there, XLK is a little bit more liquid than VGT, but if you're really into trading options, you may want to look at QQQ or SMH. They're traded a little bit more often than XLK and VGT. So that's something to think about. Now, when we're looking at assets under management, we have XLK doing about 85 billion and VGT 115 billion. So VGT wins with assets under management and XLK had won with the liquidity part. Let's go on to dividend yields. Now with dividend yields, we're not really looking for the biggest yield with this. Like I said, these are tech ETFs. So we're looking for growth. We want to grow our portfolio. Now with VGT, we have a 0.45% dividend yield. And with XLK, we have a 0.59% dividend yield. XLK wins in this round. So if you're looking for a little bit more dividends, well, XLK has a little bit more dividends, but it's also got more established companies. VGT has a little bit less. It's also got mid caps and small caps. So those are some things to think about. Now let's see how each ETF shines. VGT shines with diversification. It shines with having mid caps and small caps. That's part of diversification. It shines with long-term advantage and accumulation of wealth, and it shines with value propositions. So with VGT, you're not just holding some of the best companies on the tech sector as in Nvidia, Microsoft, and Apple. You are holding some companies that people may have never heard of, and that is what makes it shine. So if we're looking for a long-term portfolio, and what you are looking for something that's going to grow, something that's going to add companies that we may have not heard of, but then all of a sudden they skyrocket, VGT is that ETF. Now it may have a huge concentration in the top 10 of about 58%, but it still has small caps and mid caps, and it's got a better 10-year and 20-year performance compared to XLK. Now where XLK shines, it shines in with those mega cap companies, like with the Apple, Microsoft, and Nvidia, Broadcom. Those have more concentration. It shines where you want, if you want more concentration in tech, you have more concentration with XLK. And it shines when you're looking for more liquidity and maybe a slightly smaller cost. So those are the things that XLK is having. So if you're an investor that's looking for more concentration in some of those tech companies, well, XLK is probably a better one than VGT. If you're looking for something that's going to be more the now instead of the long term, well, XLK could be that one. I mean, we saw that in the year to date. It's got a 15.39% year to date performance, while VGT has a 13.75%. But if we're looking for a long term, more of a 5, 10, 15, 20 years, well, VGT reigns in that part. If I were to pick a winner between VGT and XLK, my opinion would be VGT is the better ETF. Now, a couple reasons I say this is, first of all, it's got a great diversification, 321 different holdings versus 71 different holdings. Secondly, it's got mid caps and small caps. Mid caps and small caps allow you to have value within the portfolio. So if one of those companies does skyrocket in the near future, well, you're gonna hold them for the long term. Thirdly, performance alone, VGT reigns. Now, we saw in the 10 years, they're about 20 basis points apart, but in the 20 years, they're more like 40 basis points apart. So we see that our money is going to grow more and on a longer scale with VGT versus XLK. Now, XLK wins in cost and share price. It wins with liquidity. It wins with concentration in some of those top companies. But with VGT, you just have a little bit more safety, I feel, with more diversification and with some great performance over the long term. Now, you may not agree with me. That's okay. You can let me know in the comments. What is your favorite tech ETF? Which one do you think that people should buy and hold? Or maybe I should make a video of. You know, my next video, I think about doing VGT versus VUG. But it could be something else. Maybe you like SPMO as a momentum ETF. But let me know in the comments, what is your favorite tech ETF? And I'll see you in our next video.